So now it is telling and useful to break down that one into very small, manageable little tasks and milestones. Breaking down complex goals into simpler, more achievable tasks and having a visual goal as opposed to just like closing the spreadsheet and never seeing it again, makes people more likely to achieve their goals. And our weekly accountability meeting should help you with these little bitty tasks, but we have to first get them from like an easy one is losing 10 pounds or saving 50K a year, because that's easy to divide by what you need to save each week. And maybe it's less now and kind of backloaded toward the end of the year when we have time to get some more revenue streams going or whatever it is. But take a minute to kind of divide your goal into small milestones. I don't love the spreadsheet on this, but we can either just write down our own or jot it down somewhere. So the most critical task, what if you want to save 50K a year, would be review your expenses, where to cut, where to make more, whatever it is. So small, manageable tasks. And then the business ones, he and I both think it's important to focus on like 3 major funnels or lead sources in order to get where you want to go. So write down your funnels. Like if it's open houses, how many open houses do you need to do to have as many leads and conversations as it takes to close a deal? 33 meaningful real estate conversations should lead to a closed deal. So if you're like, oh man, I have to pick the house and then, the next step is creating your ideal average weekly schedule with these activities. So if one of your lead funnels is open houses and on Monday you choose the house and, door knock or put out your social media stuff about it and get your marketing materials ready, put your signs out on Thursday or Friday, have your open house, follow up on Sunday with all the people that came through, whatever. If that goal of that one transaction a month or whatever from open houses isn't worth all of the time and task that it takes to complete it, then maybe we need to adjust our funnels or our goals, or think of stuff that is worth the work it takes to get there. Does that make sense? So for date night, it could be like, pick the place, get a sitter, all of the little steps that it will take to have a date night, however often you want to have a date night. Break it down into the steps. And then I do like his average, or no, what is the calendar? Ideal week, that tab. If you scroll, it's kind of like an hour block for each day. And so you can put in your prospecting time, put in your, whatever you're going to do for health goals or for your relationship goals or for your financial goals, and put it into these blocks in your ideal week for next year. Okay, I'm going to play music and we're going to take a minute to break down our most important goals into manageable pieces and fill in our ideal week. Or, it doesn't have to be perfect right now or in the exact spots, but think about the price, what it will cost to reach these goals, and make sure we're on point with on board with putting in the time. I like to do like the 90-day big chunks first, and then monthly what it would take, how many whatever's per month, and then we can break it down to the weekly calendar from there.
I don't know why, but I've always sucked at this.
Like actually thinking about what it would take? What part?
Like it's a perfect example of how I actually function too, right? It's like I think of all the things that I want to do, but they're kind of the things that are already on my mind to do. They aren't necessarily at all the biggest thing to do. They're not necessarily the important thing. They're not necessarily the thing that's moving me forward. It's
It's
like,
just the things that you think you can do.
yeah, it's like the minutia, which is exactly what I do. Like I can think of the minutia, I can execute the minutia, but the bigger organizational like stuff and breaking it down systematically, yeah, I don't know, my brain, even looking at this chart, my brain's like, my brain doesn't think like that.
Like which one, business ones or life ones?
All of them.
Hi, Jackson. You want to come say hi? I think we're at the end of our stomach bug days, but he got in the car in his Halloween costume and was like, his face was just white. So I was like,
Oh,
Mm.
it's
your
been a
stomach bug.
while.
Yeah, last Tuesday it was Will, then it was Steve, and then it was Allison, which is slow, and then it was Jackson. And so we're at the very end of the cycle, but one more day. We got to rest up for, candy tonight, huh? Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, bud.
Hi.
What are you dressing up as?
Spider-Man.
Nice. He was my favorite as a kid. Love Spider-Man.
Yep, this is the second year.
It's cool. And it won't be too hot because thank God
I
it's
know.
cold today or cooler.
Will got one of those blow up dinosaur skeleton things, so it makes me laugh when he walks, like, and he can't really see. He just like waddles around, so that'll be fun. I feel like I'm not good at knowing what exactly it'll take to close the number of transactions.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I just get lucky when my phone rings, or which isn't true. Like I do nurture my people and I post on social media, but it's hard for my brain to be like, if I do exactly this, this will happen.
Yeah.
Because it just seems more.
And then, yeah, I feel like I'm caught, my brain jumps from thing to thing. And so then
In a minute.
my consistency isn't there. So like literally, if I did nothing but have my business goals be consistency and really focused on that instead of like all these categories and all these things and all these metrics, like that seriously would probably be the thing that would shift my business the most.
So consistency in what?
In everything. Like once I start something, just get a system in place and keep it going and then start the next thing, whatever it is. But like some days I'll do this and other days I'll do that. And some days I do none of it. And
Me too. I have ideas and I'll execute my ideas for a minute and then they'll fall off when I get busy with transactions or whatever.
Right.
But I am determined to start YouTube today. I mean, this year, because I know it's a slow, long build.
yeah.
And it takes a while to get enough content out there where people start watching it. But I've seen it work so many times for so many people, both with agent attraction and production. So I just have to do
I
it.
paid $6,000 for all my YouTube classes.
I know Shannon he has every course that a realtor could have on like every subject. She has a lot of degrees. She's a learning and education junkie.
I did the channel junkie one and then I did another one and they're both kind of similar, but I do feel like I need to dig into those too.
But driving around and getting all that like neighborhood content and stuff is a lot, especially when it's just you with your camera and your car. I don't know. I want to do like the 5 things I love, and I can do walkthroughs of houses when I'm at houses, but I don't even want to beat myself up about what it is. I just want to make a video. Rex can help with research on keywords and hashtags and stuff and editing, and then put it up. And then slowly we'll learn what people watch, what people don't, and I can figure out that later. I just need to get in the habit of like turning on record and talking to the screen.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the same point, but I'm like, what is the content? You know what I mean? Like, what is the content? Like,
I have that. We have all the courses, Noah. We can tell you what
But I'm saying, like, what is the content consistently bring people back, right? Because I mean, going to look at a house, okay, you know what I mean? Like, who hasn't seen a million houses online? You know that.
Okay, so new construction is good because they're not all on the MLS. Relocation, people are out there searching for this. Google is like the biggest search engine. So whatever people moving to Austin want to know, neighborhoods with good schools, cost of living, weather, 5 things that suck about Austin or whatever, like 5 reasons not to move to Austin. Or we have a lot of, right, Shannon? Don't you know the videos that we should make?
Yeah. And then you want to do like, you know, the hook of like, here's all the things you'll hate about the area, but then that's kind of a joke because then you switch it and explain it like in a good way so that it actually becomes a positive. And
if we did a why not to move to Epique video, I bet there's going to be a lot of people searching for Epique online and trying to find out information and do research because it's not that big yet. I bet that video would do well over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of why not to come to go to EXP videos, and they do well. But all of my stuff is really passive, and so it makes it easy for me to be like, I don't know how I get business. I just do. But like the actual calling and messaging and texting and having conversations with my past clients, like that's not hard. I just need to do it. I just need to go down my list of the people that have sent me a referral and reach out and be like, how's it going? What are y'all up to this winter? You know, that's it. So there's more active things we could do too.
Yeah. I mean, I get so bad that literally I will have a conversation with someone who wants to buy and I'll go, okay, I'm going to send you some properties. And then 2 weeks later I go, shit, I never sent that person properties. Like really dumb things where it's like, that's your bread and butter. But you know, it's usually somebody, you know, I usually tend to only forget the ones that it's like in that first conversation, I could tell it was going to be a problem anyway. Like they're unrealistic or, you know, something where I'm like, oh God, how am I going to go deal with that? And then they're the ones you know,
your subconscious is like, eh.
Yeah, totally. I do the same thing with therapy clients. I'm like, oh, you're going to be a pain in my ass. I'm not going to return your call.
Well, if you want to return their call. So what is the solution? Like get someone else on the team that you can delegate that stuff to? Because it's who, not how. And the stuff that you put off is the stuff that you need to delegate, is what the book said. And I was like, oh, crazy. Like the stuff that you are like, oh man, I'm still not doing that. I'm putting it off till last. The stuff that keeps getting pushed, it's probably not the stuff you love. And somebody else might love it. Somebody else would love to send them properties.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. So did that make sense?